Here's one for you. I bring this up because I was talking to, as I always do, my dad's an Italian guy, so for him, this hits close to home. And you can't... Oh, there it is. Oh, that's beautiful.
Nice.
See, as an Italian man, that's an essential home.
I wear it around my neck with a Italian horn.
That's right, exactly. That goes right next to your painting of the Pope.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
There you are.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I actually don't know if I have a Rocky Colavito card. I'm sure I got one somewhere, but I was talking to my dad about this because he went to see the statue in Little Italy and pay his respects. And he and I were chatting about it, Rocky Colavito and his Hall of Fame case. And he shows up on these lists every now and then as one of the better players not in the Hall of Fame. So I wanted to pose it to you guys and have ourselves a little discussion on Rocky Colavito's Hall of Fame case. I have some stats that I like that could. I can see the case both ways, but I want to throw it out to you guys first and see what you think. Who's got it?
Well,
Chris, you said
I can run with some stats here.
Yeah, run through it real quick.
All right, I'm gonna run.
To put this all together.
Yeah, we've done this for Jose before, like 2 years ago, I think. We said, oh, hey, Jose's borderline Hall of Fame, and looked at the number, some certain stats for players to, hey, you've crossed that threshold. So the first stat that always kind of comes to mind is the player's WAR. Rocky Colavito for his career was a 44.8 WAR. And the Hall of Fame average is 67. It is 6'7". That's kind of gone up the last couple of years. I think if you're around 65, and I should say these are the average is a 67 WAR. I think if you're around 65, that's kind of checking that box. He really does fall short there. Hits, he had 1,730 hits on his career. The average is over 2,300. Home runs, he definitely clears the mark. 374 career home runs. The average Hall of Famer is only at 228. He's also a 266 career hitter, lifetime hitter. Hall of Fame average is over 300. His runs, he's only got 971 runs. It's pushing 1,300 for the Hall of Fame average. His RBI totals aren't too far off. It's just over 1,200, and he's at a 1,159. And his other numbers are right in line with games played. He's probably a season and a half away from that mark. He was a 9-time All-Star. He played 14 years. Average Hall of Famer's 18. I bring up that last stat because based on his career numbers, I have to say he is a very good player who comes up just short.
Yeah, that's fair. The longevity argument's always going to be the one that derails a lot of guys.
But
it's just always going to be the case.
But I tried something fun, too. Towards the tail end of his career, his 1963 season was kind of middle of the road for him. If he would have played 2 more years at that pace, suddenly his hits become a lot closer. He goes over 400 home runs. He's over 1,100 RBI. He's
like right there for the runs threshold. RBI.
Yeah,
the RBIs.
Yeah, 1,300. I'm sorry for RBI.
The 400 plus home runs. Then I think you're, especially when All-Star, you're talking about 10 All-Star games, top 3 MVP 3 times. Then I think then it's like a pretty compelling case. But yeah, I think he's at like, they call it the Hall of Great, Hall of Very Good. I think that's where he is. And And there's no shame in that. It's out 9 All-Star games is an outrageous number of All-Star games. Like, that's an incredible career. And something that could have changed it if he would have been an MVP, if he would have been a World Series MVP or multi-World Series MVP, then you can fall short on some of those numbers if you have those, like, postseason accolades. It's just, you can't have, like, none of those and not exceed at, like, home runs or be at the 2,500, 3,000 hit area. I love him. He was my dad's favorite player as well. But yeah, I would say there are definitely other Cleveland Indians that I would much more like highly be fighting for, like Kenny Lofton, who should be in over Rocky.
Okay. I do agree Kenny Lofton should be in as well. Now, here's the only, and I know that it's always going to be like, it's always going to come back to the longevity thing. But I took a look at basically his 11 seasons of like legit production.
Yeah, because I think his first 2 years it was nothing.
His first year was nothing. 1955 was nothing, and then anything after 1966 was like,
yeah,
it's sort of whatever. So he had an 11 season stretch where he was truly one of the greatest hitters in baseball. So in that 11 season stretch, he hit 270 with a 363 on base and an 866 OPS with a 135 OPS plus, 358 home runs, 1,085 RBIs, 263 doubles, so on and so forth. Where that puts him is pretty compelling. I used StatMuse to take a look, and I looked for the most career RBIs from 1956 to 1966.
Okay.
The top 5 in that list. So, again, just that 11 season period. Top 5 in RBIs. Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Frank Robinson, Ernie Banks, and Rocky Colavito's 5th in that 11-year stretch.
Dang, that's crazy.
Interesting.
If you look at the most career home runs from 1956 to 1966, home runs, here's your top 5. Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, Frank Robinson, and Rocky Colavito. So he was top 5 in RBIs and home runs for an 11-year stretch in Major League history.
The guys are Hall of Famers.
And they're all talked about as the greatest players
best,
of all time.
Okay, now in fairness, and if you don't have it on the top of your head, that's perfectly fine. What were those guys' career lengths?
Exactly. That's where it differs because Aaron played into the 70s and so did Mays. They both played into that era. So they were playing 20-some years. So no doubt, that's 100% valid. And then let's see, most career doubles from that 11-year period. Rocky Colavito was 10th. I think those were the most compelling ones. Those were probably the most compelling. He's in the top 10. He's top 8 in runs for that period. I think it's like it teeters. I am much more in the path of if you could do that type of production for more than 10 straight years, that to me feels like Hall of Fame worthy. It's the same with like Boog Powell, who you have listed.
I was just about to say. Yeah. I was just about to go into that and say, when you brought this topic up, one of the first things I did is I went to this baseball reference, to the bottom of his baseball reference page, and looked at the top 5 guys who had the most similar careers to him. And it's Frank Howard, Roy Sievers, Jermaine Dye, Boog Powell, and George Foster. And
Frank Howard is maybe my favorite looking player of all time, by the way.
Oh, he's a wild, interesting character.
Beast.
Those glasses.
Yeah, I love him.
The glasses and his size and everything, yeah.
And just that he was just like barehanding the bat like a big giant Paul Bunyan.
Yeah. But all those guys are Hall of pretty good. Hall of really good for a decade. Jermaine Dye doesn't get enough love. And I'm sure if we were a Oakland athletics podcast, we would speak of the same reverence. One, speaking of Jermaine Dye, that we are right now with regards to Rocky Colavito. In Colavito, Jermaine Dye was only a 2-time All-Star. He was a World Series MVP, though. He did play 14 years as well, too. And let me take a look
I don't hate making the case for him either. I think.
I mean, he had an 11-year run too, from 99 to 09.
Mm-hmm.
That was very respectable.
And also, I'm not against. Real quick though, Steve, I looked up those guys you were naming, and it looked like the fewest number of seasons was Mickey Mantle at 18. Just to give you a sense, the rest were like 20, 23, 22. So there is that longevity. But I do think, and this is probably is a whole other episode, I think guys like Rocky Colavito should be in the Hall of Fame, meaning I think they should expand the what's allowed in the Hall of Fame. I think that's so based off the current criteria, probably not. But to Steve's point, yeah, a decade plus in any league where you're a Pro Bowler, All-Star for literally 80 to 90% of your career and top 5 in the most important metrics, I don't know what we're doing. That's like in any other sport, that is obvious.
And to that exact point, Fabs, Rocky Colavito can't do anything other than his case can only be made in the vacuum of his playing career. Like, you can't look at anything else outside of that other than to say, okay, in the 90% of his career when he had his production, he was without a doubt one of the best hitters in baseball. He was one of the greatest hitters from 1956 to 1966. And if you're saying that it's like, okay, if he's in the upper echelon with the likes of Willie Mays and Hank Aaron and Frank Robinson and those guys for the time that he played, I would think that has to count for something.
Can I play devil's advocate? Because I'm not saying you're wrong, but to the longevity standpoint, Hall of Fame has 350 inductees. And that includes executives, managers, umpires, players. The total number of players is only 281, according to a quick Google search.
It's wild.
It's crazy to me.
That is crazy. First of all, like, we can all, like, this is the upper echelon. This is the 0.5% of all Major League Baseball players. And I don't want to say that this would sully. Adding a player who had a great 10, 11-year run would sully it. But where do you draw that number at then? Do you say, oh, Grady Sizemore was one of the greatest players of the aughts, and if not for injuries, he would have played for 15 years, so he's in too. Because that's the argument that you're going to start to see then is, where do you draw that line? Is it 15 years of productivity? Is it 10 years of productivity? Is it 8 years of elite productivity? Where is that benchmark then? Where is that cutoff?
And then you got a guy like Sandy Koufax where he's like, might be the best of all time, but only pitched really effectively for 6 to 8 years. But won Cy Young in multiple World Series. He is the anomaly.
He's the anomaly in the Hall of Fame conversation.
Oh, and I did the math on the number of estimated Major League players of all time, and there's about 22,800. So it's about 0.01% make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I feel like if you open it up to another like 100 guys who have played,
it's not like really deteriorating it. Maybe the 0.02%. I think that'd be okay.
Yeah,
you could certainly open it up to another 100 players easily.
I think like where I'm
positive
he
makes that cut though.
Where I take a look at it for a guy like him is that I think guys like him, and this is like kind of goes along with Kenny Lofton case too. There is no way in hell that guys like that should be dismissed as easily as they are in the argument for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
because
I think that's so fair.
To me, that's such a disservice to how good they were in their careers and how much they meant to their cities and organizations. And like their contribution to the game and the history of the game locally, if not nationally. Because if you, like we just were talking about, it's like our dads freaking loved Rocky Colavito.
Yep.
That generation that grew up in the 60s, he was God to them. And I think he was my uncle's favorite player. Like, he was obsessed with Rocky Colavito. So, like, I think that the argument just shouldn't be so cut and dry. I wish that there were like more paths to getting in for guys like that, where it shouldn't be so dismissed.
What if
it's like, oh, whatever, he didn't play 15 years, so it's automatically a no.
Yep. No, I'm just asking that question out.
No, I know. I mean, you're right. That's how it is, and I like the argument. I just think if we should loosen the grips a little?
Sure.
Collectively.
And loosening the grips, what if, this is a half-baked idea at best, what if there was like an acknowledgement within the Hall of Fame, another wing of the Hall of Fame, if you will, where each team had a list of all of their
or something,
their Ring of Honor, their Hall of Fame, whatever you call it. So it would be the guys in Heritage Park at Progressive Stadium. And those guys are not only honored at Progressive Field, in the Guardians Hall of Fame, Indians, Cleveland Baseball Hall of Fame, but they're also honored to a degree at the Baseball Hall of Fame as well. They may not truly be inductees, but they're like, hey, yes, this is that 0.01% of guys who have played the game over in this hallway. But here's a bunch of other names that helped the game, that grew the game, that the game wouldn't be to where it is without their accomplishments. And we need to recognize those guys too. You could make the argument too that there's baseball pioneers in the Negro League Museum that will never be in the Baseball Hall of Fame Museum for no fault of their own.
I mean, they just started counting their stats.
Yeah, I mean, because of the circumstances of the time, they were never given the opportunity to play and showcase their talents. So
I love that idea.
I think the Hall of Fame could do something.
I think that would be a great way for fandom to go, and especially if you're one of the newer teams. And as we expand the league, it gives you a way to see your team celebrated where they ordinarily wouldn't. But yeah, I think that would be like a nice measure where you're not degrading the all-holy Hall of Fame, but you can also celebrate some of the other key contributors to what made baseball great and what made people fans.
Quite honestly, it'd also be a way for guys like Pete Rose and Barry Bonds who
to have them
may
featured
never
without
see their name
ever really. That's true.
It's an easy cop-out. It's an easy cop-out for the Hall of Fame voters to have a separate wing of team Hall of Fames, and those guys are added there. Maybe because baseball is that weird holier-than-thou sport, they'll dance around the issue of PEDs, but they're still getting at least a little bit of recognition for their accomplishments, even if there was maybe an asterisk.
Sure.
Or I don't know. Just a thought.
No, I like it. I like it. That makes sense. Oh, I love it.
Baseball Hall of Fame. If you're listening to this, I am open to a job.
Yeah. Or let us record there. That'd be cool too.
Yeah. Or give us tickets and we'll come up and we'll make a deal out of it.
Yeah. All right, good. That's an argument. The best thing about it is it's an argument that could go on for all eternity. And that's one of the best things about it is that you can have that. I could have the same discussion 50 different times, and it's always something different and always feels fresh. So until then, we'll just keep fighting the good fight for Rocky Colavito, which his statue is very cool in Little Italy. I don't know if you've been, Chris. I'm sure you have.
I have seen it one time driving by because, quite frankly, I don't get to that part of town very often, and based on all the descriptions of where it was, I was like, I don't know where this thing's at.
Yeah, and it's like in the park off the
Yeah.
off of Mayfield there. Little Italy's always fun trying to find a place to park, but if you find one,
Yes.
you hang on to it like grim death, then you can walk over to the statue. It's a cool spot. So if you get the chance, I highly recommend it. But until then, you know the drill. Rate, review, subscribe. We're everywhere these days. We will post these on YouTube and trying to be better about posting on social, but we're around. You'll find us. So until then, as Chris likes to say when he signs off, go Guards.